Now, it's already been a memorable and record-setting World Cup. But apart from the action, more serious issues are dominating. Our correspondent Siobhan McCall has the details. Siobhan.
Thanks, Jeff. Yes, while it's been a thrilling start to the World Cup on the pitch, political issues and problems around visas continue to affect the tournament. Several teams and many fans have been hit by visa restrictions, including the most high-profile country affected, Iran. The United States confirmed that the team will have to leave the country hours after each match that they play in the US to head back to their training camp in Mexico. And the team raised concerns about this after their draw with New Zealand, saying it's having an impact on their preparations. And here's some of the Iran delegation watching their opening match, that game against New Zealand, from Mexico after they were denied entry to the US. Now, some people say this year's tournament has more of a domestic feel after many international fans were not able to travel due to those visa restrictions and also the cost of visa bonds. Iraq are at their first World Cup since 1986. Well, this fan says there's nothing like being at the tournament, and he had bought tickets for some of the matches, but he had to give them up after getting a visa became too difficult. Senegal's captain, meanwhile, has questioned why his team should be without their fans after many were unable to make the trip to the US due to a travel ban. And the team's manager has called on the local Senegalese community in New York to try and lift the players because they're used to a big backing at major tournaments. And the mother of Cape Verde's hero goalkeeper wasn't at their historic draw with Spain. Again, this was due to visa issues. But the story has now got lots of attention in the US, with Secretary of State Marco Rubio being urged to make sure that she's able to be there for their second match. Somalian referee Omar Artan was refused entry to the US, dashing his hopes of overseeing a match at the world's biggest sports tournament. FIFA have confirmed he will get full pay, but he says he remains unaware of why his entry was blocked. US Border Protection say it was because of vetting concerns. And there's also concern about some foreign journalists not being able to report from the tournament or given only single entry visas, which means they can't follow their teams across the 3 host countries. The International Sports Press Association is warning that this undermines the right to information and curtails independent coverage. And separately, there's also been a backlash against the hydration breaks, which are used in each half at the games. Now, they're officially used to protect players from heat stress. But some people think they have a commercial motivation, giving an opportunity for television advert breaks during games. And the Netherlands captain Virgil van Dijk has also hit out on them, saying they disrupt the natural flow of the game. FIFA describes itself as a non-political organisation, but a FIFA protocol looks set to be broken at the final on July 19th. The world governing body reportedly has no objection to President Trump handing the trophy to the winners. The trophy is usually on a plinth and it's collected by the captain of the champions. Trump's involvement in the Club World Cup trophy celebrations last year, here he is with the winners Chelsea, was criticised by football fans who felt it crossed a line between sport and politics. Well, Simon Chadwick is a professor of AfroEurasian sport at the Emlyon Business School in Shanghai. Simon, welcome to the programme. How much of an impact are these visa restrictions having on fans and also tournament operations?
I think overall the stadiums seem to be full, and so there aren't these large swathes of unfilled seats that many people were expecting. But I think what is happening is seats are being filled by domestic audiences in the United States, and so rather than getting large numbers of people from overseas travelling to the US, what you're actually getting, as you've already alluded to in your package, is a much more domestic type tournament that is very heavily reliant on diaspora communities, and that's one of the features that really people have not talked about so much is for games involving, for example, Iran and Senegal and many other countries. It's diasporas that are creating the atmosphere rather than those that have travelled.
Yeah, we heard from the Senegal captain about the impact of not having fans there. Can you tell me just exactly how this impacts players?
You've got to keep in mind that essentially the sport product, if we can put it that way, is co-created by the players, by officials and by the fans themselves. After all, nobody wants to go to a stadium where there are empty seats and nobody's shouting and cheering. And so it's fundamental it's part of the core product in football that we do have fans there. Now, of course, this has a psychological and a behavioural effect on players. I'm sure players themselves would say, they're professional and they're going to perform, but ultimately, if you have your home fans there, your nation's fans there, in terms of motivation, in terms of how you approach the game, how you perform, the commitment that you show and so forth, it's really important.
Simon Chadwick, thank you. Simon Chadwick, Professor of Afro-Eurasian Sport at Emlyon Business School in Shanghai. Plenty of exciting World Cup games coming up tonight, Jeff.